السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today, inshallah, I will record a video for solving some exam questions from section 2.6. So this section is mainly about transforming graphs of some basic functions. So I mentioned here some basic functions. I mean by that how to transform, for example, this root x or absolute value of x or x squared. So these three basic functions, we will see how to transform these graphs right, left, up, down, and etc. We will start with this question. It was in term 212. Yeah, so here the question is, we are given here a function f. We don't know what is f. We don't know what is f at all, but we know that we are given a point over f or over the graph of f, and we are given also a function j. This j, it is a function, it is another one, but it depends on f. It depends on f. طيب, what's the question? The question is to find a point over j. Yani I will give you a point over f, give me a point over j. So this question is so easy. The idea here is what? We are given, so we are given a point f at 1 is equal to minus 2. So let me write here, we don't know what is f. We do not know f. ما نعرف ال f نهائيا. طيب. Now we need to find a point over j. What is j? J, it depends on f. So the idea is, so let me here to give you a point on the graph of j of x. So the idea is to set the arguments x minus 3 is equal to the argument 1. So x equals to 4. X is equal to 4. So we put this argument equals to this argument. So this argument, the argument of this f, which is 1, is the same as the argument of this f, which is x minus 3. Let me remove this and write it here. So j of x is equal to minus f at x minus 3 plus 2. Then the argument or the arguments of f should be the same. One is, it should be x minus 3. Then x equals to 4. Now, you know that any point in the xy plane, it should be x comma y. Now x is 4, what's y? Y is g at 4. Like now j at 4 is equal to minus f. If you put x equals to 4, then it will be 4 minus 3, which is 1, plus 2. And it's going to be what? Minus f at 1 from the question is minus 2 plus 2. So it will be 4. The answer is 4. So this question is classical question. I will give you a point over f, then give me a point over j. And the idea is this one, to fix the arguments. One question here, it was in 201. It is about domain range of square root of x, transferring right, left, up, and down, and etc. So let me show you how to find the domain and the range without graph. So the domain is easy. To find the domain, we solve 6 minus 3x bigger than or equals to 0. Then 3x is less than or equals to 6, which gives x less than or equals to 2. So this one in the interval notations from minus infinity up to 2. This is the domain. To find the range, To find the range, we use the fact that what the root of 6 minus 3x is bigger than or equals to 0. Multiply both sides by minus 1. Then it will give you minus root less than or equals to 0. Add 2. When you add 2, we obtain our y. So 2 minus the same root is less than or equals to 0 plus 2, which is 2. Now this is our y. This is our y less than or equals to 2. And we know that the range is y. The range is y. So here, the range is from minus infinity up to 2, which is the same as the domain in this question only. And I mean, not only, I mean, some questions, they have the same domain, or the domain is the same as the range. So here the answer is minus infinity 2, so it should be A. Another question, it was in 201, semester 201. We are given here a function f, which is from square root family. And we are given here maybe 3 transformations. We need to know what is the new graph, or what is the new equation of the new graph. So the original one, it was f of x is 1 minus x minus 1. Now let me call T1 is the transformation number 1. What is the transformation number 1? He said reflect across y-axis, or reflect about y-axis. So if you need to reflect about y, we change in every x into minus x. Mathematically, we change every x into minus x. So only change x. So this is T1. Now T2, the second transformation is, he said 2 units, 2 units right. So 2 units right. Mathematically, it means we change every x into x minus 1. So we change every x by x 2 units right. So x minus 2. And here we change every x by minus x. Then this will be 1 minus, where is my x? This is my x. So it will be minus x minus 2 minus 1. Now the last transformation, T3. So we look at this transformation from geometry side, then from math side. From geometry, he said 3 up, 3 units up. This is the last one, 3 units up. So mathematically, T3, it is T2 plus 3. We add 3 to the whole function. Like when you add 3 to 1, we will get 4 minus this root. Simplify, it will be 4 minus x plus 2 minus 1. Simplify more, then the new graph, or the new equation is 4 minus square root of minus x plus 1. And here the answer is A. This question, it was into one about even odd properties. So he said which one is even function. So we need to test this even odd properties. For example, let us start with A. If you need to test A, we replace every x by minus x and C. So for example here, minus x cube root over minus x to the power 3 minus x and C. Is it f or minus f or neither? If you simplify this one, we know that we can take the minus side from the cube root. It will be outside. It is allowed to do that because it is cube root. And we know that minus x to the power 3 is minus x cubed, minus with minus plus x. Simplify more, minus cube root of x, and I will take minus 1 common factor in the denominator, so we end up with x to the power 3 minus x. Now we can cancel x, I'm sorry, minus with minus. So it is going to be what? Cube root of x over x to the power 3 minus x, and this one is exactly f. So, I'm sorry, it is not f, exactly h. When you recover the original one, in this case, the function h is an even. So this is the answer. He asked which one is even. Try with yourself to test the others why they are not even functions. So the answer here is A. I prove that why A is true, and your job is to prove that why the rest or the remaining options are not true. This question is about even odd properties. So here he asks which one is true, and the true answer here, this function is uneven. So let me show you why it is. To test even odd properties, we replace every x by minus x and C. So simplify more, then f at minus x. We know that minus x is minus x, and absolute value of minus x is absolute value of x. We have this property from section B2. And we can take the minus outside because it is cube root. So it is going to be minus cube root of x minus cancel with minus. Then f at minus x is equal to x absolute value of x over cube root of x. Let us check, is it the same as f? The answer is yes. Then it is an even function. So it is an even function. Here, the same question, even odd. I will prove that why B is true, and your job is to prove why the others are not true. So here he said which one is which one of the following statements is true about even odd properties. So let me test the one in B. F at minus x, it will be minus x to the power 3 plus minus x absolute value of minus x. Simplify more, then f at minus x is minus x to the power 3 minus x absolute value of x. So keep in your mind, we use this property, absolute value of minus x is the same as absolute value of x. Then this one is not the same as f. It is not f. It is not f. So it is not even. So it means this one is not even function. Now, the last step, we take minus outside to see is it minus f or not. If you take minus common factor, we will have x to the power 3 plus x absolute value of x, and this one you can notice that it is minus f. So f is an odd function. So try to test the others. This question it is solved here, so try go over the solution. Now this question here, we are given y1 and y2, and he said the graph of the equation y1 equals to, or we can write f and j, may be obtained from the graph of y2. So we will let me write here f and. It's not good or not true to write y. They are different. So we should write here f and here j. So now our starting we may obtain from j. So the original one is j at x is equal to absolute value of x minus 1 plus 3. Now we need to go from j to f. We will start with the quantity inside absolute value. So we look from math side, then we transform into geometric side. Mathematically, if you change x by x plus 4, you will get the same. So here, let us write here T1, transformation number 1. I will change every x into x plus 4. Right, this will give you T1 is absolute value of x plus 3 plus 3. So it is good. Now we have the same quantity inside absolute value. Type from math, we replace every x by x plus 4. Type geometrically, what does it mean? So it means we shift 4 units left. 4 units to the left. Now finally, this 3, we need to be minus 2. This 3, we need to be minus 2. So if you add minus 5, it will be true. So mathematically, let me call it T2. T1 minus 5. If you subtract minus 5, you will get what? X plus 3 minus 2. Type geometrically, what does it mean if you shift T1, if you subtract minus 5 from T1? So it means that we shift the graph of T1 5 units down. So which is the same as j. So it means we obtain j. I'm sorry, we obtain the graph of f by from j by e. Let me call it by e. So by transforming 4 units left and 5 units down. Now this question, we are not, we are given the transformations. We are given the transformations. We need to find the new equation. So here we are given f of x, absolute value of x, absolute value of x. So T1, let us call T1 to be the first transformation. So what is T1? reflect about x-axis. So look at this one, reflect about x-axis. If you need to reflect the graph of f about x-axis, then t1 it will be minus f. And it's gonna be minus absolute value of x. So we multiply the function y. Our y is f. Now t2, the second transformation is said 2 units left. 2 units left. So 2 units left, we change every x by x plus 2. So this is 2 units left. Then t2 will be minus, we change every x in t1 by x plus 2. Now t3, which is the last one. So he said 3 units down, it will be t2, 3 or minus 3. We shift the graph of t2 3 units down. So it is going to be what? Minus x plus 2 minus 3, and the answer is given in A. Let me show you again to have a look at this one. This question is about domain and find then the range of this function is, we need to find the range of f. So to find without graph, to find the range of minus x plus 2 minus 3, we use the fact. What's the fact? The fact is that root x plus 2 is bigger than or equals to 0 for x in the domain of this root. Now we multiply this root by minus 1. Then we will have minus. We multiply both sides by minus 1. And we switch the direction of the inequality. Now we add minus 3. When you add minus 3, you will get your function and then your range. When you add minus 3, so minus root, we subtract 3 from both sides of the inequality. This is our y or our f. Then y less than or equals to minus 3. And we know the range is y. So the range from minus infinity up to minus 3. This one without graph, which is much easier from the graph technique. So here he asked which one is true about this one. So the graph is symmetric about the origin because this function is odd. If you test this function, it is odd function. So this function is odd. It is symmetric about the origin. I will leave it for you for discussion. This question is like the above one. We will solve many questions like this. We are given basic equation, either square root or absolute value or x squared. Then we are given some transformations and the question to find the new one. So here, the original one, it was g of x or j at x is square root of minus x. Now T1, transformation number 1. He said 5 units down, 5 down. So here, 5 units down. It means it is as the graph of j minus 5. It's not true to write like this, but let me do that. Minus x minus 5. Now T2, second transformation. He said 3 left. 3 left, we change every x by x plus 3. Then T2, it will be square root of minus, this is my x, x plus 3 minus 5. T3, Transformation number 3, reflect about x-axis. This is the last one. Reflect about x-axis. When you reflect about x-axis, we change y. So our y here is t2. We multiply by minus. Then t3 is minus t2. And it is going to be minus root minus x plus 3 minus 5 multiplied by minus 2 will be plus 5. So simplify, then the new graph will be minus x minus 3 plus 5, and the answer is given in B. The same question we are given if we need to follow these transformations in order as in the exam question, and we see that we need to see that what's the new one. So the original one, it was f at x is equal to x minus 1 inside square root plus 1. Now t1, the first transformation. Reflect about y-axis. Reflect about y-axis. We change every x by minus x. So it will be minus x minus 1 plus 1. So we change every x by minus x. Now t2, second transformation. Second one, he said shift 5 units left, 5 left. It means we change x into x plus 5. We change every x. Look, this is my x. It will be square root of minus outside. If you do not do like that, it is not true. And change x into x plus 5. Do not forget minus 1. Do not forget plus 1, the out or the one outside. Now T3, which is the last one, up 3 units, up 3 units. So T3, the graph of T3 will be the same as the graph of T2 plus 3. And it is going to be what? When you add 1 to 3, you will have 4. So this 3, when you add 3 to 1, you will get what? You will get 4. And the root is the same, just only simplify. Minus x minus 5 minus 1. Then the new graph will be root minus x minus 6 outside plus 4. So the answer is given in B. Also, the same question. So repeat the same questions. We are given here the original one, which is quadratic. Let me call it f x squared plus x plus 1. Of course, by the way, this one, it is bigger than or equals to 1 for your information. Let me write here. It is bigger than 1. It is parabola open up. It is unfactorable. I mean, maybe it has two complex roots or zeros. Type here, this is the original one. This is the original one. Type transformation number 1, T1 is 2 units left. 2 units left. 2 units left. It means mathematically we change x by x plus 2. Have x plus 2 all squared plus x plus 2 and plus 1. Now T2 is T2 wait, T2 is what? 7 units down, 7 down. So the graph will be graph of T1 shifted 7 units down. So it will be x plus 2 to the power 2 plus x plus 2 minus 6. That is it. So the new equation is, so here it is true, but we need to simplify this one. either to factor this one, you can use w squared w minus 6, or it is better to expand directly into, so it will be x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus x plus 2 minus 6, and it is going to be x squared. 4x plus x is 5x, and the numbers we have 4 plus 2, 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So this is the new one. So here we solve maybe more than 6 questions. They are the same. They are the same. And this one is similar to the above one about even odd. So here, which one is true? The true is E. I will prove that, or I will show you that why E is true, and your job is to prove that why the others are not true. So here E, if at minus x, we test even odd property by this technique. We change every x by minus x and see, can we recover the original one or no? So we know that minus x all squared, it is exactly x squared minus. We know that absolute value of minus x is the same as absolute value of x. Now we need to check, is it f or minus f or neither? So it is exactly the same as f of x. So it is an even function. Maybe I will show you D, because some students, they ask me about D, why D is not true. So D, h of x is equal to, let me test h at minus x. H at minus x is equal to minus x to the power 3 over x squared plus 1. It is not the same as h, so it means not even. But when you take minus outside, if you take minus, you can take minus from the numerator or from the denominator. So I will take minus out. Then we end up with x cubed over x squared plus 1. And this one exactly minus h. So h is or h is odd. So h is odd function. But why it is not true? Because he said in the question it is neither. And horizontal line C, horizontal line is even function. We know that. So this is E and D. Let me here show you C. C, any horizontal line is an even function, either from geometry because it is symmetric about y, or you can test this property because you have here 5x to the power 0. If you change x by minus x, you will get the same. Like B, why B is not true? So B, let us test f at minus x. It will be 4 plus minus x cubed. And this can be simplified into 4 minus cube root of x. You are agree that this one is not the same as f, not the same as capital F. If you take minus outside, then we will have cube root of x minus 4. And it is not the same as, so it is not even, and not minus f. So it is also not odd function, so it is neither. The first one, x5, x3 plus 1. So A, J, if you test J at minus x, it is gonna be what? Minus x to the power 5, minus x to the power 3, plus 1. And this one is not the same as J, so it is not even. We will take minus common and see, is it the same as minus j or not? So it is not the same as minus j, then it is not odd function. Okay. I think this one is the last example. We are given here equation or function. So we are given also some transformations. We need to see what's the new one. So the original one, it was f of x is 1 minus x over x plus 1. Transformation number 1, 2 units, 2 units up. So 2 up, 2 units up. It will be 1 minus x over x plus 1 plus 2 over 1. You can simplify from now, or you can change then simplify at the end. It is up to you. So let me simplify from now. 1 minus x plus 2x plus 1 over x plus 1. And it will be 2x, it will be x plus 3. You can check over x plus 1. Finally, T2, he said what? 1 unit right. 1 right. We change every x by x minus 1. So in this case, we will have x minus 1 plus 3 over x minus 1 plus 1 simplified is going to be x plus 2 over x. And this is as the one in E. So here, even odd, so it is a kind of repetition. The last one is clear, it is even. So maybe, yeah, I think we did the same. Yeah, exactly. This one is repeated. This one is the same. Y. I will prove that YC is, which one of the following is odd? YC is odd function. And you can test the others. So for example, C, let us call it f of x is equal to 6x squared plus x to the power 4 over x to the power 3 plus 2x. Then f at minus x, if you change every x by minus, so in the numerator, they will not change because they are to raised to even power, but down we will have minus x to the power 3 minus 2x. This one is not the same as f, so it is not even. So let us take minus common factor. If you take minus, we will take minus from the denominator. Up will be the same. We will not touch the numerator. We will take minus from the denominator. So it is x to the power 3 plus 2x, and it is exactly minus f. So it is an odd function. Let me show you maybe the first one. What's the first one? So A, f of x is equal to absolute value of cube x of absolute value of x cubed. So here, if you test even odd properties, so f at minus x, it is gonna be what? Minus x to the power 3. And we know that we have a property, it is absolute value of x cubed. And this one is the same as f, so it is even. It is even. This one. Yeah, I will solve this one. So here we have two questions almost the same. Two questions almost the same. So here we are given a point over f, then give me a point over h. So the idea is the same as what we mentioned up. We set x minus 1, 2b minus 7, I'm sorry, 2b 2. Then x is equal to 3. Now h of 3, it will be f at 2 plus 3. F at 2 is given in the question minus 7 plus 3, it will be minus 4. Then a point on the graph of h, is x is 3, and the image of x of 3 is minus 4. This is the last question. We are given a function f, but here he asked about 2 points, not only 1 point. We are given a point over f, which is this one. We are given here f is even function. So he asked about 2 points over the graph of another function. Let us call it j. نسميها j. So the idea is here, we know that f at minus 3 is exactly f at 3. Why? Because f is even. طيب لو قال f is odd, f at minus 3 is equal to minus f at 3 لو كانت ال f is odd. So I remove this one, but it is for your information. So here I will remove this one because he said f is even. Even, it means f at minus 3 is the same as f of 3. Then we are given f at minus 3 equals to 4, and we know f of 3 also is 4. ليش كذا? Because f of 3 is the same as f of minus 3. Now here we can have 2 points. We set 2x is equal to minus 3 here, and we set here 2x equals to 3. Because here the argument is 3, and here the argument is 2x. The argument here is minus 3, and the argument is 2x. So the arguments must be the same because we have the same f, but we don't know what's f. Now, if 2x is minus 3, then x is minus 3 over 2. And from the other point, x is 3 over 2. Then j at minus 3 over 2, it will be 3 f at minus 3, which equals to 3 times 4, 12. And similarly, g at 3 over 2 is 2 f at 3. We know that f at 3 is 4, so 3, this is 3. So f of 3 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Then 2 points, they are minus 3 over 2, comma 12. And the second point is 3 over 2, comma 12. So ask yourself, if he said that f is odd function, what are the 2 points? What are the 2 points? I think I can stop here. Still, we have this question. I don't think that it is. Let me do it here. We are given graph. The graph of a function of x. هذا graph, it is for f of x. We need to know what's this f. But here we are given e of x equals to absolute value of x plus 1. And here in the options, f is e, f is minus e, f, and etc. So to solve this question, I will simplify a. I will simplify a, b, c, d. So if you simplify a, f at x is minus e. طيب ما هي minus e؟ روح للe وضربها في minus 1. It will be minus absolute value of x minus 1 minus 1. b, f of x is e at minus x. We change every x by minus x. So it is going to be minus x minus 1 plus 1. You can simplify this into minus x plus 1 plus 1. Simplify more. It is x plus 1 plus 1. So C, f of x is, we change every x by x minus 1. So it will be x minus 1 minus 1 plus 1. It is going to be what? Absolute value of x minus 2 plus 1. D, f of x is, يقول إن في الدي هي e at x plus 1. We will change every x into x plus 1. So it will be x plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. Simplify, 1 cancel with minus 1. So it is absolute value of x plus 1. And e is f of x. It will be, we will change every x into x over 2. So x over 2 minus 1 plus 1. الآن, which one is your graph? Is the graph of the function of a, b, c, d, and e. So discuss with yourself and you will find that it is the graph of this. No, it is not this one. It is the graph of the one in b. Absolute value of x plus 1 plus 1. So it means we know that graph of x, absolute value of x is like this. Plus 1, we will shift 1 unit like this. Then 1 up, it will be like this one. So the graph is for this one. You can check with yourself for these. So this is the end of this. No, I think still we have one question in the recitation. This one even odd. Okay. I will solve only. I will show you why D is true, and the rest will be an exercise for you why they are not true. So he said, which one is true? Why D is even? So here, I think it is clear. No, it is clear. I think we solve like this. D is even because the power is 2 and absolute value. Absolute value, it will not change, and x squared will not change. Yes. Maybe. Let me show you A. Why A is not true. So f at minus x, it is minus x minus 1 over x, which is not the same as f. So it means not even. Now we will try to take minus common. If you take minus common, so it is going to be x plus 1 over x. And this one is minus f. So it is odd. So A is odd. B, let me do also B. F at minus x, it will be minus x inside cube root. We take minus outside. So it is going to be what? Cube root of x. And this one is not the same as f. So it means it is not even. And we know that cube root is the negative of minus cube root, which is the odd function. Or maybe we can take minus outside, but there is no minus. So I can write like this, minus cube root. So it will be minus, and this is the same as f. So it is odd. The one in B is odd. C is clear. It is neither. Maybe I can. So C, where is C? F at minus x, it will be minus 3x to the power 3 plus 2x squared plus 1 is not f, so it is not even. When you take minus, we end up with 3x to the power 3 minus 2x squared minus 1, and it is not the same as minus f, so it is not odd. We see that it is neither. C, D, f at minus x, it is. If you replace every x by minus, it will be 2x squared minus 3 minus x to the power 5 plus 5, and this one after simplifying is 2x squared minus 3. Absolute value of x is the same as absolute value of minus x plus 5. It is the same as f, so even. The last one is neither. F at minus x, it will be minus 4x plus x to the power 3 over minus x to the power 7 plus 1 is not f, not even. If you take minus common, it is impossible to have minus f, but let me show you how to take minus if you like. If you take minus, we will have the same root, but down we will have x to the power 7 minus 1, and it is not the same as minus f, so it is not odd. We can write it is neither. It is neither, so the answer it was in D. So here there are other examples or restation problems. They are solved here. I solve with you these in the class, so please go over these questions. I will stop recording here.